Alright, this is a pretty cool thing. So this is archive.org. So this is pretty well a depository of every single thing that's ever been online. Any article uploaded or any books that have been uploaded, you'll find them archive.org. And you can pretty well find anything you ever dreamed of possible. So when you do these searches, you hit the date published there, and then it will come up and it will be the bottom arrow. So it'll start off with the most recent. So you just hit the bottom arrow and it will show you all the oldest ones. So, and these are very interesting. So most people don't realise Galileo owned a telescope. So what was he seeing coming into our system that the Vatican didn't want the public to find out? And this is proof that all the religions today are the fallen. Every religion, not just one, not just two, all of them have been infiltrated. Not only that, science has been infiltrated as well. So you got this one here. So this one here is dated 1683. So pretty well straight after the 1680 Great Comet, new sciences were being developed. And the church silenced it. Locked Galileo up in his fucking thingy because he was warning people what was coming. So not only did they prevent the world from finding out what was going on, they used it to convert people to their fake religions, their altered religions. So you can literally see what this is the end, right now is the end of all this bullshit. So if you are still following the fools and following these fake religions, and I can tell you it's everyone, then you will fall with them. Because this is serious. This is God speaking through me to you motherfuckers. That you need to snap your fucking dumb shit out and stop arguing about who has the better imaginary friend and start working on what you're supposed to be doing here. You know, looking after the garden. Earth is Eden. It's pretty simple. Once you fucking figure it out, you got all the keys to creation under your feet. What do you think you're here for? Seriously. Humans, what do you think you're here for? What can you do here? What should you be doing here? It's a very simple question. And it's sad very few understand what you're supposed to be doing here because they follow the mainstream retardation. The egotistical fucking who can scam the most shit. And that's pretty well how society's run now. Who can scam? Who can fucking steal? Who can steal it all? Who can own this place? You cunts can't. Not one single human being has the potential to own the earth. You should be sharing it with each other. It's pretty fucking simple. There is so much fucking shit here. It's ridiculous. The amount of stuff I find is crazy. So when you actually understand real geology, real science, observational sciences, alchemy, which is basic earth chemistry and how shit works here, you can find mountains of gold. So what happened to separate Australia from Antarctica not long ago? That is Antarctica with Australia still joined. And I'm pretty sure this is a 15th or early 16th century map. So you can literally see the old world prior to the comets. So I don't think many people understand that humans don't have long at all. So now Earth gained mass, so most of the animals started growing smaller. That's including humans. Humans used to grow a lot bigger. Gravity has increased. There's more iron on the Earth now, so people die quicker because you get rusty. You haven't worked out how to stop your bodies from rusting yet, and the idiots in power cause it to happen. That's why everyone's got arthritis. What happens when you oxidize iron in the body? All your joints get rusty. It's pretty simple. You know, this world is so easy to figure out if you sit back and watch it, instead of listening to the retards that think they know. They don't. They got no clue. They're just repeating shit they've been taught. They haven't actually looked, observed, and studied it firsthand. So they're just repeating shit out of a book. Most people do that. Most people cannot confirm the information given because they're trained not to. They're trained just to follow. Follow the rubbish. Follow the crap. Follow the fake deities. Follow the fake gods. See where it gets you. It's not going to get you fucking far, I'll tell you that much. So, when all's said and done, so Galileo was put away. Locked in his home because he was warning people. Now, he had intelligence. He was a very bright man, so he could convince people just by showing them stuff. That's why he was locked in his home. The Vatican locked him away because what he was doing was preventing them from doing what they wanted to do, which is extort the whole world after the cataclysm. And, you know, that's why all these religious-led Christian countries raided all the other countries that were decimated. So the biggest crime in human history was done by Christians and Christian kingdoms and the Roman Church, and that's who led them, and that's a fact. You know, there's even old documents, you know, instructions for Prince James before he became king. You know, that was when he first wrote his first Bible, was the Prince James Bible, not the King James altered Bible that people read now. So when you actually go back in history, the original Bible was the Holy Bible, which was actually an account of a royal life. It wasn't holy in the slightest. It was how to conduct oneself in the court. And that's pretty well what the original Bible was for, was how people should behave. And that was the original. But, you know, they changed it when they gave it to the public. Instead of it being all about them, they inserted God and other shit and crap. The real God doesn't give a fuck. Real God doesn't write in human books. The real God writes in creation around you. If you only paid attention, you could see, you know, every single little bit of intricacy here is amazing. If you spent the time and just watched it, you can work out so much just by watching. It's sad. Because from all these visually attuned humans, very few are paying attention to real shit. They're all stuck on the flashy shit, the flashy stuff, because that's how they've been trained. If it flashes, they'll watch. You know, attention spans are so diminished now, it's ridiculous. So we got global cataclysms of the 18th century. We've got a big fucking book just before the comet come in, so they would have just seen it in the skies, and this was written at the same time the comet came through last time. before it smashed everything. So it all links together. Most people can't see it all. So we got the old world maps. Comets coming in around 1680. All the destruction in the 18th century. So all through the 1700s there was massive impacts and debris and floods and fires and re-entry objects coming down, and fucking there was a few months of night, you know, it was a volcanic winter, it was all this sort of shit. What causes that stuff? Come on, it's pretty fucking easy, it's right here. Comet come past, the Earth went through the stream, or bits broke off the comet, Earth got smacked, the maps altered, it changed the rotation, it put a wobble on the Earth, and this was only like 300 years ago. 300, not 2,000 years ago. They teach you, dumb fucks. This is only recent. And it's probably happened many times before. So they could have been talking about a previous cataclysm. If this thing does come through every 400 to 300 years, then it happens regularly. So they've known the whole time what actually happens. For many generations, they've known. And the assholes in power today know. They know. That's why all the fucking really expensive books are worth a fortune now, because they teach you real shit. You know, I can guarantee you won't even find a copy of this anymore, because they would have either burnt it or hidden it. Or some other assholes collected it and it's got it in his private collection, and you know, you gotta fucking be on a waiting list for them ones. You could wait 20 years to go see the book. So I'm glad they uploaded quite a few of the older books up to here. So, and it doesn't just stop there either. This is like a 1630 book, or 1640 I think it was. So you go back prior to any date pre-World War II, and you look at all the art books and the history books and the stuff. This is a 1912 little history book, and it actually shows you the real histories of England. See? And it's 1923, pre-World War II, pre-Liars. And this is pretty cool. It's got some pretty mad shit in it. It's got even a reference on some of the wars and fightings in here. The original Herald and the Star was English. It was actually part of the Hebride Isles side of England, which was actually Albion at the time. So, the Union of England. So the English ain't actually English. You didn't know that. There's only one culture in England that are original English. They're the only ones that are still there. The rest have all been changed, names have been changed. There's only one culture in Albion, as it was called, which is the original rulers and owners. The natives of those lands are the Scots. And they spread pretty well all the way from the northern tip of Scotland all the way down to halfway down, and they also extended across to Ireland as well. Some of the older maps, it shows you where they were. So the Scots and Irish are the same people. It's just the Scots probably have a bit more Norwegian mixed into them because they got more red hair and stuff. I suppose a lot of other cultures have integrated as well, so some cultures don't look like they used to. So the Scots were darker skinned at one point, and then when the other races mixed with them, they changed. Okay, and it shows you pretty well everything that happened prior to all the histories have been changed. Put it that way. And that's a pretty nice old book, that one. I found that. That was a good one. So, here's the comments. What else have we got in here? A discourse concerning comets, chapter 1. So this is when they first, they're not part of the sky. So it goes into their calculating how many miles above the atmosphere and all that sort of stuff. And this is Old English, so it's, some people won't be able to read this very well because it's literally slightly different to modern English. So some people will be able to read it easy, and others won't. They just think it's gibberish because they can't read it very well. But this is Old English. So this is how English used to be written. The original English. So it goes all the way into the new comments, the ones that are coming in. But there was actually, looks like there was actually quite a few. There was like a cluster of comments that came through that time. It wasn't just one comment. That's kind of freaky. So where did it start back at? So there's 1618. So pretty well goes back to the 1618 comment. So what's this tear? Oh, I've seen that. Again, appearing from the tear of our Lord. So it's got 1200 to the year 1500 was a heap of comments. And the history between 15 and 1600. So yeah, this could have started a bit earlier than I thought. So maybe there was several impacts prior to the 1680 after comet impacts. Maybe there was a few ones prior to it. Maybe not as big. Still devastating, but nowhere near as world altering. So yeah, this is kind of cool. So Kepler observed the blazing star, which was seen AD 1618 to its first appearance 3 times as high as the moon. So that's right. So that's coming through high, that one. It's way above the plane. Most people don't realise when objects come in, they look like atom particles floating around the fucking nuclei. So it's only the central planets that are relatively flat. The rest, all the other outer ones, are going all over the show. When you zoom right out of our system, it looks like an atom. Most people don't realise that. They don't have the vision. So that's Is there one here for the 1680? 1660? See, this goes through pretty well all the trajectories. So if I can go through this, I can work out how each one flowed through our system. So we can work out the direct paths. So I reckon a lot of these come through at the same time. They're probably in clusters. This is probably most likely, if they originate from a central point and they're all clustered together, they probably come from maybe two planets colliding or something, and these are just debris streams of the actual remnant planet. So they all seem to be clustered together, which means it's possibly all the comets are just little pieces of a much larger object. So, and there are some originating debris streams from Earth itself. So Earth has been smacked really hard because we actually have a meteorite stream that originates from Earth's orbit. So, which means something's hit us previously, sent shit out from our own planet. And then every time we go past that area, we get little showers of meteorites. There's actually orbital asteroids and stuff that do the same thing from the same impact location. So there's a cluster of meteorites and asteroids that orbit Earth that also originate from the same point. So most people can't see how this system works because they can't visualize in 3D. They can't visualize big and small objects. They can only visualize their immediate size. They can't comprehend past their own perceptions. And that's why people can't see this stuff. They just don't have the comprehension to understand how shit works. And it's pretty easy once you work out how stuff moves, watch what it does when it interacts, and then you look up, you can see what it does. It does the same shit on smaller scales. So, this fine gold mud I get out of this comet impact ores, also known as ether, you watch what it does in tubs at a small scale. The smaller heavy minerals clump up a certain way. Now look at the satellite images, you'll see the same formations. What's in those hills? But they're a lot bigger. There's the clue for you. Can you work it out? Can you find the mountains of gold? I can find them everywhere. It's fucking hundreds and hundreds in every country. These people just don't recognise what they are. Because the gold's too small, too fine, they can't see it. It's pretty easy.